Now, welcome once again to our consciousness study class, and specifically to our Kiswahili class. This is consciousness study group, which is a philosophical and ideological study grouping that do study the philosophy and ideology of Kwame Nkrumah. We have set aside a specific day to learn or teach Swahili as a language to unify the continent. Our intention is to ensure that we, the Pan-Africans, can then master and learn this language that can then help us speak in one language, because you see, language is a tool for unity. Those who speak same language tend to feel their brothers. That doesn't mean we speak English with Englishmen, and therefore we feel we are their brothers. Irrespective of us speaking their language, they still don't see us so. Anyway, to some, or to majority of them. But then Ngugi wa Thiong'o said, the language is a carrier of culture. The more you practice and embrace somebody's language, the more you carry out or practice their culture. Now, in our class here, we have been able to discover or realize various things, including some words in English are not available in Swahili. And these are specific words, like sometimes words of respect or any other of such words. They are missing in English as well. So in our last class, we were learning about family names, and this is lesson 15. So we did the first part of family names, and today we will be looking at the second part of family names. Family names, in this case, it means names that are used to refer to other family members, either close family members or distant family members. They also include names that are referred to people within a society or in a family. Gender names, age names, the name you refer to kids or children, parents, and the rest. So just to take you very fast to our previous lesson, we learned names like Babu, which is the first name if you can see my screen, which then means grandfather, while Baba is father. Let me use my side screen. So the first word in the screen on the family, you see it's written Babu. That is grandfather. While we have Baba, which is close to Babu, the only difference is A and U. Baba is the father, while Babu is the grandfather. We intend to end our class in the next maximum 40 minutes. That should be almost 5 minutes past 7 London time. So we also learn words like nyanya or bibi, which is either grandmother, while mother, if you remember, mother was mama for mother. Of course, other words included mzazi, if you can check on the screen, which is parent. If it's singular, it's mzazi. If it's plural, it's wazazi. That's the name used to refer to parents. So either Baba Mdogo, Baba Wakambo, those are just stepfather, younger father, or the younger brother to your father. Other things were like Mume, which is very important there. Mume means husband, if you remember. Then we had Mke, which is wife. So wife can be Mke or Bibi. The same Bibi that applies to grandmother is also used sometimes to refer to a wife. Then another keyword that also need your understanding mostly is mtoto. Mtoto, which is child, in plural is watoto. So that's also what you learned last time. So child or children, in plural and singular. Then another keyword was kaka and ndugu. So kaka is the blood brother, the family related brother. Ndugu is the general word we use for calling each other brothers. So you are my brother. I call you brother Kwame or brother Gonza, or I call you brother Gleroy. That doesn't mean that we share blood brothership or brotherhood or same father or mother, but we call each other brother in a spirit of comradeship. So that's where the comradeship come in, the Baba thing. Then we had Dada. Dada is now the opposite of brother, which is the sister. Dada here refers to sister. Of course, it's also opposite more of ndugu. Dada can mean either sister of blood or sister, the general sister. But both are used. Now, unlike in brother, where ndugu means general without blood relation, but also you can still call the blood related brother as ndugu. So you say, huyu ni ndugu yangu, this is my brother, or huyu ni kaka yangu. So it's just based on which part of the Swahili speaking nation you belong to. That will determine how you speak or which word you choose to speak. But they mean the same thing. And the key word we studied last time was mzee, which is elder. So mzee, of course, mjomba is there, binti, shangazi, those aunt, nephew, and cousins. Those are what we basically studied in our last class. And today we intend to go further to our class with a continuation of the family names, but very briefly. Any questions so far in regards to us reviewing what we did last time? Any question from our last class? Those who are present? Okay. So it basically means that we don't have question. Brother Gleroy.
I was just going to say about Maisie. There was another word for elder.
It is mzee.
Maisie.
Mzee.
Is there another word for elder?
Mzee. Elder, in plural it's wazee, but no, there's no word that will basically mean the word elder different from mzee?
Because I was thinking that kaka.
No, kaka, they are younger ones. These are brothers.
Okay, because kaka mean elder brother,
No,
but gender
elder brother,
specific.
these are just younger. They either mean elder or not mean elder, but they're just brothers. So these are people of age mates.
Senior brother.
No, even if senior, it doesn't mean the age. It just means
No.
within the, for example, there's the firstborn, the secondborn.
Firstborn, yeah.
So the firstborn
Okay.
or the secondborn will refer to the firstborn as kaka, which is
Kaka.
either the senior brother, but doesn't mean that brother is old in terms
He's
of
old.
one being an old
Yeah.
man.
Understood.
But also kaka is not reserved only for a senior brother. Kaka is a name you refer to any of your brother. Now, English is trying to translate it to make it like so elder, but a kaka is a brother. That's they call male sibling. Whether they are young or they're old, they're your kaka. Okay, so thank you for that. Any other concern from what you did last time? Okay, we have a brief one to cover today, which is on the continuation of the same, where we have the first one is msichana. Msichana. Let me bring my screen here to help write. The first one is msichana. Msichana. The pronunciation is not M, C, cha, and na. Msichana. Msichana.
Msichana.
So we have msichana as a girl.
Your volume is gone down, Pigeon.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay.
So, sorry, let me get back to this. So, msichana is a girl. Then we have kijana. You know, kijana is general. So we have the opposite of msichana ni mvulana, which is vu, la, and na. Mvulana. That's now boy. But kijana, which its plural is vijana, is youth or teenagers. It's a general name now used to refer to both gender. The young generation, you call them, are they called either young adults? Anything you want to call them, but this is a general name for the younger, the teens. We call them kijana. So kijana is either meaning a youth, a younger person, both of any gender, you can still call kijana. Then, so msichana, girl, mvulana, boy. Well, we have ndugu, brother, dada, sister. Now we have what you call familia. Familia. We had mkusanyiko wa familia or wakifamilia at Glenn's place in October. So familia is the family. Family. Familia. So this is a style in language where language tend to borrow a word that it doesn't have it originally from its original language. So what you do here, if you look at how the word familiar is formulated, is just converting English family to Swahili by just removing the Y and adding I and A. So it becomes familiar. That style in language we call in Swahili tohoa, kutohoa. So kutohoa is trying to domesticate a word that I don't know why this word appears not to be present in the African tradition, or probably English borrowed it from African tradition. The word familiar. But familiar means family. And then we have now extended family coming in here. We go to the in-laws. So we have the word mkwe. 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 That is in-law. So mkwe is a general for in-law. So it can be male in-law or female in-law. For example, for the fathers and the parents, when you say now mama, mkwe, you add mkwe there, then it's kind of mother-in-law. Because now mama is mother and mkwe is in-law. So it's mother-in-law. Then you have baba, mkwe. That is now father-in-law. Now you can extend further. Now we have daughter-in-law, mkaza or mkaza mwana. Sometimes mkaza mwana is, let me write the word correctly, mkaza. It is not M, it's mkaza. Mkaza. So mkaza mwana. Those are either the daughter-in-law. They can also mean the youngest in the family, the young daughter in the family. We call them mkaza. And then you have shemeji. Shemeji refers to all in-laws. Shemeji. They are in-laws. Now here is all in-laws, but not in the parents. The mukwe is only preserved for the parents, parents-in-law. Shemeji are the in-laws. Here is in regards to the male in-laws are called shemeji, while the parents-in-law are mukwe. They are mama mukwe or baba mukwe. But the male in-laws are shemeji. While the female in-law are wifi. They're still in-laws, but from the female side or the maternal side, if that's what you want to make it. So, for example, my community with the neighboring community, we are of different, one is a Bantu, we are Nilots. But when our football clubs meet, they're what you call derbies. I don't know Manchester United and Manchester City. I do hear that they are coming from the same place. I stopped watching football sometimes back, but I know they share the same city. So then they become like brothers. So we share with our neighbors almost a border. When we have our football matches from their community football team and my community football team, which are actually the top football teams in this country, is always called Mashemeji Derby. Mashemeji, the in-laws derby. Because we share a close border, we are intermarried. You see, like in my community, in my constituency, a constituency is an area with around 300,000 population. I cannot intermarry. We cannot marry from the same, almost close to constituency. This, because you see, our, apart from being the same tribe, we devolved back to the family branch, to ancestors. So from where I come from, the people of my area are called Ochia. So the word is Kochia, is where my family comes from. In the neighborhood, we have a community called Kagan. Then we have a community called Game. Kochia, for example, occupies a distance of around 20 kilometers square. But we cannot marry within that 20 kilometers square. So a lady cannot be married in the same vicinity of 20 kilometers square, and a man cannot marry because we believe we come from the same family tree. Funny thing, we can also not marry a community that is nearby, that's almost 30 kilometers out of us, because it's believed Kochia and Game are brothers. So all their descendants cannot marry. It's like brothers marrying each other. So they cannot marry. And this is now in a population of over 200,000 people. But now, another community that neighbors us, but we don't have, our great grandfathers are not brothers, we can marry. And then we call each other Mashemeji. We are in-laws. I know that one is not frequently in the English culture, but it is more prevalent in our Swahili or cultural traditional culture. It's also practiced in Bantu to some extent, but there are communities that do not practice it. But that was to bring the respect of the in-laws. That's why we come with the word the in-law, shemeji. But there was also procedure to preserve the respect within the in-laws. That was just an explanation. If you want to react to that, let me know. We'll have to share the experience. Maybe if I post here a bit from, oh, Brother Rasfala from South Africa stepped up. I wanted to ask him that. How do they do it in their community and their family? So let's proceed. So we are at Wifi, which are female in-laws. Wifi. I know some of you will say Wi-Fi.
You noticed that.
Yeah, I knew you could say Wi-Fi. That is Wi-Fi. These are female in-laws, while Shemeji are male in-laws. Shemeji. So there's a more word that's being used with many people. Shemeji, Shemeji, Shemeji. Then you have Mwana Mke. The word is mwana. Mwa. So this mwa and na. Then we have and ke. Mke. Mwanamke. Mwanamke is a woman. Then we have mwana. I'll explain something after writing this. So we have mwana mume. Same mwa na mu and me. That is a man. While, remember sometimes back we came across the word mwana, which also means child or son to, but basically it's child. Mwanangu, my child. Mwana. But now we have mwana mke, mwana mume. Mwana mke is a woman. Mwana mume is a man. The very long word. I know in many Bantu languages there's the word mwana, which also means child. But this might be longer than English, because English have a shortcut for a man is just man. But in Bantu or Swahili, in Swahili it's mwanamume. In my language, a man will be, which is Nilot, will be dichuo. 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 That is a man in Nilot, which is my Luo language. Then mwana mke, a woman will be dako. Dako. D-H-A, dako. But Swahili is mwana mke, mwana mme. But there's another word for close to mwana. Oh, I'll write the word, that's what you can see. There's mwanadamu. Mwanadamu. That is human being. See how now they are related. Mwanadamu is a human being. Then from mwanadamu, you get a mwanamuke, which is a woman. Then you get mwanaume, which is a man. Basically, if you try to do an etymology of the words, you can say a female human being is mwanamuke, and a male human being is mwanaume. So there's mwanadamu, which is human being. Mwana damu, human being. Then mwana mume is a man. Then mwana mke is a female or a woman. Probably a woman. Just the other woman. Yeah. But try to trace these words a bit, also deeply. If you look at the word for human being, which is mwanadamu. You see the word damu, damu. In Swahili, it means blood. Damu is blood. I don't know how it relates to this, but I just wanted to also point out that you might come across the word damu alone. D-A-M-U. It means blood. Yeah. But there's quite interesting thing that's almost relating these three words. A mwanadamu, a mwanamume, and a mwanamke. Because if you see in English, there's no correlation in terms of even writing of words between human being, man and a woman. It's only between woman and a man that both share the word man, with the woman starting with W-O, but still ending with man. But in Swahili, they all share the first words, mwana mwana. Now the difference is the second word, mke and mume. And you see, we've also learned up there that the word mke in Swahili is wife, while mume in Swahili is husband. I don't want to confuse you further. We'll try to have a special lesson to learn the etymology of the words, because here we have an etymology of these words. So these three words can be studied in depth to understand their relationship and the etymology, the root cause, and how they were generated as the three words. Comrade Ken, do you want to share something? And welcome. Ken Ameovi. Okay, let's proceed. I'll want to remove the green screen.
Good
Yes,
evening.
Ken.
Thank you very
Good evening.
much. Pigeon.
Yes. Good evening, comrade. Proceed. You can unmute
Yeah,
yourself.
I'm enjoying myself. The only thing that I wish all.
Oh, welcome. You're enjoying yourself. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you around, but I know we know each other.
Very soon we'll be communicating in Swahili.
Oh, wonderful. We are not only studying the communication, but we're also trying to study very special relationship and differences.
Exactly. Those are the beginning.
Yes. Thank you. So I want to do away with the blue screen, my writing tab, so that I can do more writing as we proceed. So you can take a screenshot so that I can the screenshot of the additional explanation on my blue screen, the one I'm writing on the right. Okay. So let's proceed. We are around 13 minutes to the end of our class. We make it before that time. Now, the words, I'm still using the chart here. So after mwanaume, another word is kifungua. Kifungua mimba.
Firstborn.
Kifungua mimba. They call firstborn. But I want to try to break it down a bit. The word fungua means open. Therefore, the word kifungua, it means the one that opened. The one that opened. Or you can call it opener. Then mimba is pregnancy. So you see how the name of a firstborn come across from Kiswahili. So it means the one that opens pregnancy, which means the one that the mother carry first in the first pregnancy. That's the firstborn. That's what English call firstborn. So, but Swahili still refer to it as from the process it happens. So it call it kifungua mimba, opener of pregnancy. Hope that sync with you. Kifungua mimba. Kifungua ni opener or one that opens, then mimba is pregnancy. So one that opens pregnancy, English call them firstborn. Then there's kitinda mimba. Now that's the last one. Some can call it kitinda or kifunga. So we have kifunga. Now, the right word, if you want to have the opposite of kifungua, it should be kifunga. Because, as I'd said up there, fungua is open. Funga is close. So if you open, we say fungua. If you close, we say funga. So fungua, open, funga, close. So kifungua mimba, the one that opens pregnancy, kifunga
is closed.
Fungua open.
Kifungua. Mimba. Funga.
Fungua. Kifungua means rest. Fungua means open.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, because my phone has switch off. Oh, it's back. It decided to come back to. So let me use it because it was not clear. So our study continues. So we have funga and fungua. Let's go ahead. Now we have mjukuu. Spelling is mju, mju, then ku. Ju, ku. Ju, ku. We say mjukuu. Mjukuu. Where we have double U, you lengthen it a bit by saying
All the
ku.
grandchildren.
Ku. That's grandchild. Mjukuu. Well, we have kitukuu. Now this is where English come with great whatever. So the son or the children of your son and daughter are your grandchildren. So he'll call them mjukuu. Now the children of your grandchildren, so he'll call them chukuu. Now English call them great grandchildren.
6 wouldn't be alive, right? Wouldn't be alive with the 6.
Then we have kinyinya. Kinyinya. This will be very hard for some here. Kinyinya. The nyinyi are so many there. It is ki, ni, ni. Then you have nya. Kinyinya. No, those are the children of your great grandchildren. Then you have Kilembwe. So Kiswahili goes ahead to the longest possible. Kilembwe are now the great grandchildren, the 5th generation. Kiswahili goes up to the 6th generation. So Kilembwe, these are the 5th generation. Then Kitojo, these are the 6th generation. You see how Kiswahili is very, I don't know whether the Swahili people were staying that longer or the majority of Africans were staying that longer to see their 6th generation until they heard the name from the 1st to the 6th generation. English, we just call them all great. Great grandchildren, great grandchildren, great, you see. But Swahili had specific word for all of them up to the 6th generation. Something very interesting here. Elder Glenn, this must be interesting.
Well, yeah, it's I was saying that would there be 6th generation? Thinking of any household with 6th generation, Kituju.
But now you see, it means people used to live up to see their 6th generation, for them to actually name their 6th generation. Yeah, so as you ponder about that, let's finish with these last 3. So we have army, which is not the military army, but here is the paternal uncle.
So we got 5 generations.
Army. Then you have Mwanyumba. It's called Mwanyumba. Let me give something here in Mwanyumba, but let me write it first. Mwanyumba. The spelling is Mwa, then you go to Nyu, then you go to Mba. You remember when we came across the word Nyumba? Nyumba meaning house.
Yeah.
Now, Mwanyumba are men who are married from the same house. It means these men have married sisters. For example, for Sister Valerie or Brother Gleroy, in this case, when he meets whoever married your sister, Sister Valerie, they call each other Mwanyumba because they are married from the same house. Am I clear there, Sister Val?
Sorry, say that again.
Mwanyumba is in a case, for example, if you have a sister, now whoever married your sister and Gleroy, if they meet, they call each other Mwanyumba, which means we are married from the same house, or we married blood sisters. Am I clear?
Yes, we hear you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then that becomes Mwanyumba. Those who married from the same house, basically those who married sisters. It was also allowed, like I said in my scenario, where my mom was like a cousin to my first mom. There were possibility of somebody marrying sisters. Even today it still exists, I think so. Some traditions. Then we have wake wenza. Wake wenza. Wake wake
Wenza.
nza wenza nza.
Wake wenza.
Yes, wake wenza. Now wake are women, the plural of women, because that's the plural of the word mke. Mke is a woman or a wife. Call it a wife. Mke. Wake are the plural of women. But when you call of wake wenza, it means they are co-wives. Co-wives.
And
Wake.
are there, how many wives can people have? Sorry, because you're telling us co-wives, beg your pardon.
Yeah, as long as it's more than a wife, it become wives. So that's
Yes,
why we use
but
the wives.
does co-wife mean all wives or, well, no, is it second wife?
No, the wife, the word
that-
wives is already a plural of a wife, which means it's no longer one wife.
However many.
Yeah,
So
they would all be
many, more than
co-wives.
one. So even if there are 100, like there's a man in my community, they used to call him Akuku Danger. They added the word danger because he had around 70 of them, and they were all co-wives.
Hmm.
So Wenza is
Now, Wenza are
wives.
like no, Wenza are the co. Wenza is the co.
Wenza is the co.
Yeah, then wives are the working.
Okay.
You see, I told you,
Okay,
Swahili take it from the reverse. Where the English
Wenza.
ends is where the Swahili starts. So English ends with wives, Swahili starts with those wives as working. Then ends with the co, which is Wenza.
Wenza is co.
If it's one, for example, you're talking of you are two women. Now one of you will call the other mke mwenza, mke, which is plural.
Okay,
So
Wenza.
mke mwenza, my co-wife, like your wife. So you call each other mke mwenza, mke mwenza. But now they are many, you change everything else to be wake wenza.
Oh,
So
wake
co-wives.
women.
So you are all co-wives. But if you are two of you, you call each other mke mwenza. Like if you're two, you call your fellow mke mwenza, because she's one singular, mke mwenza. So my co-wife, like my co-part, I don't know. The husband calls you. I don't know who calls each other co-wives, or you, because if you are alone, you'll call your fellow woman in the same relationship as a either co-wife, but it will be mke mwenza. The word will be mke, then mwenza. Mwenza. Mke mwenza. But when you are so many now, you become wake, plural of mke. Then you become wenza, plural of mwenza. It's wenza. So those are co-wives. There was no limit of how many co-wives can be for a man, as long as the man have their own limit. That is the end of our family names for lesson 15. The next lesson will move to other items. Any question that you feel there's any name we've not touched on in any part of your family before we end in a minute?
Okay, I had a separate question.
Okay.
It's about next week, so let's deal with this now. Rest
Okay,
now. If
okay.
anybody has
Any
any
question
questions.
in regards to this?
What
Yes.
about step brothers or sisters? Have we gone through that? Because
All the
we're
steps.
talking about husbands, stepmothers. What about stepchildren? Please,
Stepchildren in the form that they are given birth.
brothers and sisters,
The
or we just
Swahili will
brother and
consider them
sister
as
them.
if they are given birth by the same father or by the same mother. For example, one father who has two wives
Mm-hmm.
give birth to children for both two wives. As long as they share the same father, they are brothers and
Uh-huh.
sisters.
And,
There was no, they are ndugu, dada, or kaka, dada.
Mm.
There was
and what
no
about if they share
differences
a
of
mother?
bringing them the cousin thing. The cousin thing
Okay.
could only apply when now there are two different fathers and two different mothers.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
if they are same father with two different wives, they still belongs to brothers and sisters of same family because they share the
Thank
brother. They share the father.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So is your brother, even if it's a distance brother, so you want to call him distance brother, it's still your brother. The Swahili will just call him ndugu or dada.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Any question? Then we close this.
No.
Okay. So let me stop the recording. Thank you all for this class for today. I will share the recording once you upload it on our YouTube channel. Then we meet again next week on Tuesday.